Elizabeth Loftus, Memory and Eyewitness Testimony by David Valdez, University of the Incarnate Word. My name is David Valdez, and this is my final presentation for Intro to Psychology. I will be giving a small overview of Elizabeth Loftus and some of her contributions to psychology over the last 40 years or so. Ms. Loftus is considered to be the foremost authority with regard to memory and eyewitness testimony. Elizabeth Loftus was born on October 16, 1944 in Los Angeles, California. She attended a few impressive schools over her time. She graduated in 1966 from UCLA with a bachelor's in psychology and mathematics. She then received her master's in mathematical psychology from Stanford University in 1967. And in 1970, she received her PhD also from Stanford University. Over the course of her career, she has received many prestigious awards, such as the Grawemeyer Award, the Award for Distinguished Scientific Applications of Psychology, National Academy of Sciences Award, and the Royal Society of Edinburgh Award. In the early years, Ms. Loftus's first studies were in regard to semantic memory, which refer to items of general knowledge, like names, movies, quotes, etc., that are stored in long-term memory. These are most likely things learned over the course of one's life, and not exactly stem from any type of special experience. I would relate this to the part of the memory that contestants use while answering questions on the TV game show Jeopardy! Since Ms. Loftus was already the foremost authority on memory, she was also intrigued with law, so she turned her research to eyewitness testimony. She and Deborah Davis stated that there were 4 levels of processing at encoding. There were deployment of attention, ease of categorization, criteria of categorization, and interpretation. Deployment of attention. This level was based off of the fact that specific schemas, the basis by which someone relates or recalls events that they experience, mainly schema-relevant information, would be remembered more than schema-irrelevant information. Ease of categorization. When a schema is activated, the information coming in is fast and effective. Since the schema is activated, it allows the incoming information to be processed faster and categorized. However, sometimes the information witnessed cannot be processed fast enough and therefore allows for some mistakes to be made. Criteria for categorization. At this level, the human emotions and beliefs sometimes inhibit what is actually the truth. Stereotypes and misleading information about people lead to miscategorizing of the information in the brain. Interpretation. This is a quote by Deborah Davis and Elizabeth Loftus in regard to interpretation. Though focused on racial stereotypes, such results are consistent with the wider literature illustrating schema-consistent errors in memory, including eyewitness testimony. Here's another quote by Deborah Davis and Elizabeth Loftus with regard to eyewitness testimony. Eyewitness testimony can be distorted at the earliest stages of perception by strong emotions and existing beliefs, and expectations that guide processing and interpretation of unfolding events, and therefore what is originally encoded into memory. In addition to these 4 levels of encoding, her research also posed several issues with eyewitness testimony, like how precise would the witness's account of an accident be, or how does a police officer's questioning of the witness affect their answer. Her theory was that the way leading questions were asked to witnesses could contaminate a witness's memory. Loftus's researches were published in both psychological and legal fields. One part of her research covered the possibility that some memories, dormant, are brought back up, but may be false memories. This could be due to suggestive influences or that those memories could have been planted. Being that Miss Loftus was the foremost authority on eyewitness testimony and memory, she was often asked to be a consultant or be an expert witness in some of the biggest trials of our era. She participated in the Hillside Strangler case, Oliver North's trial, the Melendez brothers trial, the trial of the officers accused of the Rodney King beatings, and the Oklahoma City bombing trial. In a study published by the Review of General Psychology, Loftus was named one of the top 100 psychologists of the 20th century, along with Freud, Skinner, and Piaget. She was the highest ranked woman on that list. What I've discussed is just the tip of the iceberg in regard to Elizabeth Loftus and her research and studies. That research and study will always play a significant part in stimulating how we look at memory and eyewitness testimony. I'll end my presentation with a quote by Miss Loftus. In real life, as well as in experiments, people